Well, how are you?
I'm good, despite that. No, I'm at my sty.
Corey has a style, but he still looks alright with it.
I do. Look gorge.
Yeah.
And I think it's God humbling me to be like, do you know what, Corey, give other people a chance for a day.
3 things that people wouldn't know about you.
Despite me being like an energetic, bubbly person, I only think people who are closest to me actually understand that I'm actually quite a chilled person in like my persona.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of people know that about me.
I never realised it until we went to the Galgorm.
When I was like the granda, just taking it all in.
Yeah. I did realise sometimes if like a live gets overstimulating, you'll back off a bit and you'll go quiet. But the Galgorm, I realised how actually chill you are. And it's not that the bubbly side's fake. It's just you prefer to be reserved.
It's more like I'm such a listener and I love the vibe. So when you see me retracting in those moments, it's not that I've got nothing to say. It's more that I'm really just like listening to what you have to say.
Yeah. Love it. 2 more.
2 more.
What age did you leave your hair up?
I started balding at 14.
Really? So would that have been around puberty, or did you get puberty early? Or
I think I started puberty around primary 4.
right?
I was an early bloomer to the point where when I was in first year in school, do you know, like obviously you have to get changed for PE. I was the only one with a hairy chest to the point where I had googled if I was half werewolf or not because I couldn't understand.
Stop it! What did Google say?
No.
No. That's
Yeah.
good.
Speak to your provider. Third thing that people probably don't know about me is that before I got into teaching, I went to drama school.
I think you're putting that to waste. I do think one day you should have your own drama school.
That's the idea. I currently run Dreams Tag with my friend Tammy, and we do like an SAM class, and we also have a juniors and seniors class, which is lovely. But I think that's why this year I've sort of started thinking about, I think because I give so much of myself to other people and my job, and that's my own choice because I love the job that I'm in. It's like a vocation for me that as I'm getting older, I kind of, like I'm 31 now, I kind of had a word with myself and I was thinking, what do you want to do for you? And that's why this year I've started to put myself out there to like host.
Yeah.
And I had my first one last Friday, the Friday before, and I was like hosting, didn't really know what I was doing, but I kind of just got the microphone and did my thing. And I felt really comfortable up there.
That's your natural place to be.
Yeah. Dang. And it wasn't a case of like, look at me, I'm a star. It was more just like nice to sort of like uplift the people in the room.
Yeah, and you know yourself when you're going to events and stuff, it is hard enough. So when you go in, there's someone there to welcome you and get the vibes going, you know, take the look off you being nervous, being there on your own. That's what you need in an event. What is your goal for this year?
My goal for this year is, well, one of my goals was to reach 10k, and I'm almost there.
You are almost there.
I'm like 50 away, I think. My goal is to host more events, get myself out there, because the bigger picture, I've always seen myself as a people person. So I would love to like be an interviewer, whether that's on TV, on the radio, something like that. And I think in my head, I'm like, if you want to put yourself out there and you want to have that as like a manifestation, you need to put yourself into the pool of opportunity. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what's going to come from that. Like I went to an event in June last year, like Emma's event, Emma Walsh, and now coming up to a full year, which was just June this year, I've got a collective people I call a best friend, and that's something that I never thought would have came out of TikTok.
Can you remember how we all met?
I knew that we all went to that event in June, but I was on a live that you and Asheen were on Beyond the Label, and I was like watching a few things, and then I was in Santa Ponza on holiday, and I think yous were interviewing Emma Walsh at the time, and I was in the comments and yous were like asking questions, and I had a couple of answers given the job that I have, so I was like writing stuff in, and then from that I remember yous messaging me being like, could we have you on our podcast? The friendship sort of just like developed, and then we all just sort of kind of like started supporting each other and like what we were like doing. Yous having me on your channel first started that little spark.
See, now I couldn't remember.
I know, but that's normal for you.
Well, thanks, Corey.
Just telling the people the truth.
But I mean, even for us 6, We're all completely different people.
We're definitely like a packet of Crayola crayons. We're all different colours, but we're in the
Right.
same packet.
Ah, I was wondering what was going there. Lindsay's amethyst chrome.
Oh, there's chrome. Yeah. And is that what colour her is?
Yeah, shout out to Leif. Yeah.
Linda White lied.
Well, it's actually a question which someone should actually ask her. I don't think anyone really asks her that much.
I wonder why she doesn't like talk about it on her channel, because like she's got nearly like, is it like 30k followers?
Yeah.
They want to know.
I know. Tell me a wee bit about your job.
Before I got into teaching, I was a 1-to-1 in an SEN school.
Were you?
Yeah, with a guy, I'm not going to say his name obviously, but it was more, he was academically gifted, but my job was to help him become more confident and more like socially and emotionally regulated. And that child went from whispering in my ear to saying answer out loud to hosting the school sports day at the end of the year.
Oh, amazing.
So then from that, then the school asked me if I wanted to do drama therapy with kids, building their confidence, and I did that for another year, and then they approached me and asked if I would do my teaching through them. So, and then being in that environment, that's what I just kind of knew that was the type of teaching for me. Because for me, it's not just about ABCs, it's more making children feel safe and be in a room where they can make mistakes and sort of give them that springboard into like later life and help them be more resilient. I think there's a lot of pressure on children, you know, from such a young age to what do you want to do, what do you want to do? And I felt that as well, and I think I like to remind them that you don't have to have all your ducks in a row. You can be silly when you're in my classroom as long as you show up.
Do you think more schools need to get into action? I do think they should be focusing on children's confidence, children's mental health, you know, more than
100%.
a 10 out of 10 in a spelling test.
I completely agree, because I've been like subbing around and like I'm all about the energy and the vibe. So I've worked in places where it literally feels like a steamroll factory to get people qualifications, and I do understand that from the point of view, because you want to give the children the opportunity and you want to open doors for them. But ultimately, in order for children to learn, you have to build that foundation of trust and safety first and make them feel seen. And once you make them feel seen and go on to their level and make references to what they're interested in, then you can start developing their academic side. It all starts from the relationship with that person first. And I think people forget that.
Like, if you think back to your days in school, you done better in the subjects. You liked your teacher?
Like my drama teacher, Aunt Hannah, was like my favourite teacher. Also made me feel so seen and so safe, and that I never really had to pretend when I was around her. I never really feel like I had to be anything else than just how I was in that moment. Anything that was going on with like family or friends or whatever, I never had to say anything. She just knew.
And do you think, from your experience of her as a teacher, do you think that's what's made you go, that's what I want to be like?
100%. I wanted to be a teacher like her, but I also wanted to be a teacher that like I never had, in the sense of someone that's so openly, authentically them. I already knew, like growing up in a small town in Northern Ireland, that like me being camp and outward and being gay is obviously something that people would choose to pick on me for. And I went into teaching thinking like, I'm going to authentically be me, and I want to show people who are around that age that I was when I was coming out that people like us, there's a stigma, people like us can be successful. People like us are just normal people that can have a job, have a house, do everything everyone else does.
At what age, like, did you have an age where you came out to your friends and family, or was it just always no?
I just finished my last relationship with a girl and I was like 16. I remember I was like texting my first boy, and I remember sitting there, me and my mum were in the house, and she was putting the washing, and then every time I got a text message from that said person, I was probably like hiding my phone and all, being real like this, and I was
smiling and all that.
Smiling and being like, and then I was like, why am I hiding this from my mum? My mum's one of my best friends. I called her in and I was like, Mum, and she was like, yeah, and I was like, I think I like boys and girls. And she went, are you sure you're not gay?
Brilliant.
And then she was like, cool, what do you want for tea? It was just so normal. And then my dad came home from work that day and he gave me a hug and handed me 20 quid.
Aww.
Like, that's such a heterosexual way of like, I don't know what to do, what to say, here's some money.
But it probably, the way men is in our country, like, they all have to be thing. So maybe that was his way of
Be like,
going to, it's okay, son. Like,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. My dad grew up loving David Bowie, like Queen stuff. So I always knew that like it wouldn't have been an issue. But I think every gay person struggles the most about coming out, not because necessarily in some cases by being accepted, but it's more when you've been bullied for so long. There's been a negative connotation like added to the word of what that is, and you're sitting there thinking, you to those people, you're like, you don't know me, so why are you calling me all these different things? But then obviously when you're coming out, you kind of don't want to, because you don't want to prove those people right. Then you kind of have to accept that it's not a negative and it's just something. I do think there's a lot of internalized homophobia
1000%
in Northern Ireland. Like when I moved back here, I was like going back in time, because I lived in such a liberal place. Dating apps like Tinder and stuff, like, you know, people are just sort of like Hinge, whatever, are just like so open. And then when you come back here and it's like faceless profile, faceless profile, faceless profile, it's like, is this still happening?
Like even my kids, one of them came home from school the other week and called their brother gay. And I went, why did you just call him that? And he went, because it's a name you call someone. I was like, but do you know what it means? And they knew what it meant. They were like, yeah, when it's a boy, it was a boy and a girl. And I said, and what's wrong with that? And he went, nothing. And I went, well, why are you using it as a name to wind someone up?
Yeah, like it's a negative.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, I don't know, that's what my friends say. And I was like, well, you don't do that, do you know? And I think it's just trying to teach the kids, because they're going to hear things and they're going to say things, but it's just about teaching them that is the norm.
Yeah, no, totally.
Have you got a 10-year plan for your life? 1 year? What is your like life goal? What is something you really want to achieve? But it's obviously down the line a bit.
Okay, so I'll talk about like my manifestations for my life. So I would like to get married. I would like to have children. I would like to have my own house. Potentially run my own drama school, but also have like some sort of maybe like like hub that SEN children, teenagers can come to when they leave school, because I know that's something that a lot of parents struggle with, and it's something that we should have more from, you know. And I would love to have like a little hub that works with them, so whether it's like giving them opportunities of what it's like to work in like a bar or like a cafe or a kitchen, and you know, give them life skills, rather than just being like making, you know, parents feel that like, oh, once their child leaves, they're just going to be stuck in their house and they just have to look after them. And just, you know, I think just because you've got additional needs doesn't mean that you don't deserve, you know, love, and you don't deserve like a chance to be successful. Their brains are just operated in such a different way, and who's to say that their brain isn't the right way?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of SEN children are sort of lost out there, and parents are lost too. And I think if I was able to give something like that forward, I think I would just feel a lot more like I've left my mark on the world.
That would be amazing. Because there is so many adults who are ASD, learning difficulties, who are unemployed, but it's basically down to their anxiety side of things. And if you go in an interview, they're marking you the exactly same way as they're marking someone who isn't living with additional needs. And that's something that needs to change within workplaces. They need to realise, well, this person is going to be a bit more anxious. They're not going to be able to answer the way that other people can answer. And they kind of need to change the interviews to make it more accessible for people to get jobs.
100%. And I know that firsthand because my partner's got autism, and I know that he's been in a lot of different jobs and a lot of different companies that he's worked for. You know, obviously he's wrote that on his application, and, you know, they've been like, oh yeah, you know, we understand and we're like advocates, but then having a certificate is so different to actually putting the things in place, you know, because I know that like with my partner, like there could be things that give him anxiety that might not give a neurotypical person anxiety, and it's having that understanding of how they operate to make them feel like they can give the best job that they can. And it's so hard to help somebody when there's so many obstacles in the way and there isn't a tool for them to use in the workplace. You know, and I think most places need to be more aware, like you said, you know, especially for children too, like libraries, pools. I know cinemas recently now too, like they have like, and theatres have like autism friendly like performances and stuff, which is
Yeah.
great. But a lot of people, especially our age, a little bit older, have slipped under the radar.
Yeah.
And yes, there's loads of children out there that need all the support, but there's also adults out there that, you know, they have slipped under the radar. They probably have mental health issues now, have maybe turned to the likes of substances to deal with things, and have had some sort of shame about it. You know, because I think in Northern Ireland people always feel the need to be like, get on with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like if you think like in Northern Ireland there's such a high suicide rate. There's such a, especially for men.
Yeah.
And, you know, men out there are kind of like designed to get on with it and not speak their feelings. You know, but I think, you know, all those bad boys in school who were always like misbehaving, to me, being in the standpoint that I'm in now, that's a cry for help.
Yeah.
That's people who are using that because they can't concentrate, or they are trying to get away from a situation where they look stupid because they don't understand something. So they're kind of being in control of how things are read. But then when they leave school, all the people that are listening get to do whatever, and the people are just left.
Yeah, 1,000%. But then also, just everything just always comes back to the government though, and funding and.
Yes, but I just feel that, like, I'm not going to get political or anything, but I just feel like there's a lot of money in the world that could be used differently.
1,000%. Definitely. But we're not gonna do it.
No, like, do you know what I mean? I could be sitting here with a slick back pony.
So, you mentioned marriage.
Yes.
When do you, like, what's your time laying on that?
I did always say that the year that I turned 30, that I wanted to sort of like maybe have a ring, but then obviously that depends on how long I've been in a relationship. And I know that me and my partner were 4 years in November since we've met, and I'm 31 now. But obviously it's more like if you're like financially ready. But I'm one of those people that once I get proposed to and I get engaged, I don't want to get married straight away. I want to enjoy the engagement. You know, I want to have maybe like 2 to 3 years to sort of make sure, get the money together, make sure it's perfect in the best way. The partner that I'm with, shout out Adam, he knows we've already spoke about like who's going to be the person to propose. You know, and he knows my ring size because I've lost weight. So, I mean,
come on, Adam. I think he'll smash it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he will too.
He will.
He knows he butters his bread.
And do you ever see yourself living in a different country?
Do you know what? I used to live in Liverpool and I used to live in Madrid. I'm one of those people that I literally just wing it. But I know with that, like, you need to have some sort of plan. I think if I was to have a future where I have children, and I would like potentially maybe to have raised them up in a different country, and it would be like somewhere that's safe for them, and you know, but in order to get to the right destination, you just have to travel to try it all out. So if anything, like, I'm happy with my traveling bug to test the world, and then if I realise I love those places but I wouldn't live there, well, at least I got the holiday out of it.
That's a good way to look at it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that your excuse for all your holidays you're having?
100%.
Yeah. Mr. Canada?
Alright, Miss Sandabonza.
No, Corey's going to Canada for a week and just slipped it in the conversation with us like 2 weeks ago.
And Iceland.
And Iceland on the same holiday.
And we're not talking about, you know, turkey dinosaurs one time, talking about the country.
Yeah. Like, how do we not all know about this? You didn't get permission from the group chat.
Darlene, I had a life before you, I had a life after you, and we took in.
Fucking Darlene.
Oh my god. No. But see, one of my good friends, Brona, is someone that I met in my previous school. She's a substitute teacher as well, and she loves traveling. She used to be like a flight attendant years ago, and she's been everywhere. And me and her really, really connected on a lot of like interests. So like, we kind of started traveling together like last year. We went to such amazing places, and then I got invited to like a Club World event.
Oh, that's right.
You know, the one that you got invited to. And we went, and we both kind of just had like an unwritten rule that if one of us won the raffle, which was like a £500 voucher, that we would spend it on a holiday for both of us, and she had the winning ticket. And we basically kind of went through our term times, and it was like, when's a good time, the both schools are off, and it was just happened to be like the first week of May. And then we were just keeping an idea on like deals, and one just flagged up, and it was like Iceland and Toronto. We were just like, why not? Like, we love traveling, and it's different. Like, going on a holiday to relax is so different. Like a summer holiday and going with your partner, like, it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
But when you go traveling with somebody that loves traveling, and it's like one of your girlfriends, it's so therapeutic, and it's a different atmosphere.
1000%.
And we just thought, why not? We went to Cairo last year, went to the pyramids. People think when you go to Egypt, you know, like go to the complex and or whatever, but we literally went for the historical part of it. We went to the pyramids, and that was something that I've always wanted to do. And we were just like, Canada, Iceland, why not?
It sounds amazing, like.
Yeah, and Toronto, where we're going, has got so many drag queen bars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stop it!
I know, I'm so
excited.
excited.
I can't wait for the content.
Should I bring the Donna wig with me?
1000%.
What if they get me on the stage?
That will be you in your element.
I know, imagine me pure on the microphone.
Just make sure you bring the tripod with you and set it up before you get on stage.
Can I fit that in my hand luggage? Yeah, I can.
You can.
I can.
Jeff,
Yeah,
1000%, yeah.
We're flying with Icelander, and apparently they're quite nice.
Nicer than Renner.
Well, bigger seats.
Yeah, well,
Do you know what I mean?
What one bit of advice would you give to your younger self?
Okay, stop it. Don't be ashamed of the voice that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Speak out more. Protect the spark that you had that has kind of been dwindled a few times in my life from previous things, and know that all of the things that you were insecure about growing up is actually things that make you you and is your superpower. And know that you're going to get in a line of work that's going to help a lot of people out there, and you're going to meet amazing people through TikTok. And you are going to be part of a sisterhood, and you're going to look back on yourself and say, why were you so negative about yourself?
But it's so easy to be negative about yourself, especially when everyone else, I don't know about you, but a lot of people can easily cut you down before they raise you up.
Oh yeah, I get loads. I know you can speak about this too, but like, social media, people think social media is so fun, you know, you just post this, but it is hard work in a sense. So there's a lot of editing. Yes, we've chosen to go on that app, that's completely fine, but there's also a block button.
Yeah.
I know there's, like, if this is a little hack that people might not know, you might not know this, but on TikTok, if a video is on your phone, and you know, if you press your finger on it and leave your finger there, and it comes up things like repost or report, there's also a thing that says not interested.
Yeah.
And if you click not interested, that will filter in your algorithm. You'll not see that topic again or that profile. So people need to use that more.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay with people, if people watch my videos and they don't necessarily like the content, that's fine.
Yeah.
Scroll on. But what gives people the reason to attack characteristics about a person that they cannot change? I was born this way. This is my voice. This is how I speak. Yes, I sound like, I don't know, like...
You sound perfect. Do not even try and find a word to cut yourself down on.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I might sound... I was trying to say, like, I don't sound maybe like the typical Northern Irish fella that people don't, I guess. But it's
like
not my...
stereotype.
Yeah, but like, it's not my fault that I have personality. And that's my voice. And that is the voice that I have. It's the voice that I'm going to use. It's the voice that I use for my job to help children, to help families, and hopefully inspire other people.
I will say TikTok has done a lot better lately. I've noticed in the last few months that it's filtering a lot more comments. So the nasty comments aren't coming through unless you go and look for them.
Yeah, like that creator care thing's quite good.
Yeah.
Because I even noticed it's so funny, like there's people that have commented on videos, positive things that will get filtered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they probably think I'm so cheeky. I haven't replied to them from 7 days ago.
But if it's taken out all the bad ones. And what about you, Corey? I don't know. I know me and a lot of other girls who I spoke to, most of our nasty comments are from middle-aged men. Is yours the same?
Yep.
Like, what's from you?
But it's also, like, you never really hear the person's name.
No.
It's either something like user52111 or like a random name like Gulfer26.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And it's like, people who choose to outwardly be negative and comment on people that they don't know clearly have some underlying issue with themselves that they're projecting onto others. And if anything, I feel sorry for them. Because I'm so sorry that you don't live in a world where you can authentically thrive and feel that you can be yourself. And I'm sorry that I'm that person. And if that is something that makes you feel that you want to attack, jealousy is an awful thing.
It is.
My mum always said to me, if you've got it, flaunt it. That's
My
my
mum
her.
just put me in the cupboard under the stairs, to be honest.
So,
But one bit of advice that I was given as a child, and I think everybody's been given as a child, and I've given to my kids, but clearly some people haven't given it, is if you have nothing nice to say fucking nothing. This was actually like a conversation of stuff we've never spoke about.
I know. We're always really silly.
I just be myself.
That's nice.
So is there anything else you want to talk about?
I've got a question for you.
Oh shit.
I'm going to turn the table. This is now Corey's Corner.
Oh, here we are, Corey's Corner with a treat.
Uno reverse.
Right.
And I want to ask you the same question you asked me.
What one?
About what advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't let your thoughts take over your mind and believe them. I'm the type of person that, you know, if one person said something to me 20 years ago, I still think about it now. Do you know, like someone calls me a bad name, I believe that. Oh, they said it, that's true. And I wasted so many years of my life hating myself, hating my body, hating my personality, thinking I was boring, you know.
You're not boring. Leave me.
I keep me busy.
Yeah.
Do you know, where if someone said something to me, now obviously we had the trolling of the fat and ugly and that kind of took over your mind, but if someone said to me now, you're boring, I'm like, that's it, look at yourself, do you know?
Yeah.
Where before I would have took that so deep and tried to change myself to mould myself into something that other people wanted. Where now, I'm me, take me as I am, and if you don't like it, fuck you.
Love that. I can completely relate with that too. Before I went to Liverpool and stuff, I used to talk like this in taxis and all. Nobody because literally my biggest fear was a heterosexual male.
See?
I used to surround myself around women because I felt most safe.
Yeah.
And that, because I didn't have to mirror like what's expected of me.
Do you think that's why a lot of gay fellas generally are around women?
100%, because you feel less pressure to fit the mold.
I have never thought of it like that.
100%. I'm speaking from my experience, but it makes more sense because, you know, I used to be in a taxi where like I'm sitting here authentically how I am comfortable.
Yeah.
But I used to get a taxi like before I was proper like went to Liverpool and all. I used to pure like. Yeah, what's cracking all like, because I just felt like I wanted to fit in those rides. I don't know why. It was like more just because once I seen like somebody like a man driving a car and they'd be like a man in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm just like, I get him. Like, talk to you for Corey. I'm like, yes, Darlene, hello. How's your day?
Love it. Never change.
No.
Never change. Always be you.
Always. And when in doubt, check it out.
Shake it out. Shake it out. High five.
There we go.
Oh.